All right, I couldn't help but share this. This kind of annoyed me.
Opinion, a little bit disproportionate.
Oh, hold on.
I
In my opinion, this was a very disproportionate reaction, but you guys can make your own choice.
What he's about to say is going to show that it's actually a very proportionate reaction.
After I give you guys the context. This video that I got tagged in shows a young woman walking out of the kitchen carrying a pot of boiling water, and from her body language, it would appear as though she's quite upset. She then walks up to this guy wearing blue and white and throws the boiling water on him. According to my research, this incident took place in Russia in late 2023 or early 2024 when this group of friends got together for a house party. The guy wearing blue and white decided to play a prank. He threw a smoke bomb into the kitchen of this girl's apartment. This then enraged her so much that she went and took this boiling pot of water and dumped it on him. Again, in my opinion, a little bit disproportionate.
No, it's proportionate. I don't understand this mentality, right? Only in the 21st century is defense of someone's home and, just defense of someone's domain, the extension of their well-being. Only in the 21st century would that be considered barbaric or terrible, right? 20th century, I could easily see like an old woman like throwing like boiling water on someone or pulling out her husband's shotgun. Like, it just shows that we have been groomed mentally. Either through our diet, through being fed slave food, or just through grooming of our sensibilities, becoming domesticated, not only in just diet but mentality, where for the past 10,000 years, from the 20th century all the way to the first century and before that, the reaction would have been this guy getting stabbed in the throat, and there's a lot of misogynistic comments under this video basically saying, oh, women, Karens, acting all crazy. And it's like, no, man, like I commented, what were my comments? I commented, base, that's wife material right there. And then, no sane person would commit such an act. All right, where was the comment? I don't even remember which comment. They deleted my comment. Anyways, yeah. I don't understand this, right? There's like so much hate, like I've said this and I've said this again. If someone ever throws a smoke bomb off of my apartment, I'm grabbing them by the back of the head and I'm going to fucking drown them in my toilet. I'm going to smash their fucking teeth into the curb. Like, there is no way on God's green earth you're going to throw a smoke bomb in my apartment without missing a few teeth. Like, you are going to end up with a broken thumb. Something that will give you some form of post-traumatic stress disorder is going to happen to you. And there's no avoiding it, right? There's no getting around it. You're going to be severely fucked up, because it is severely fucked up to throw a smoke grenade in someone's apartment. So yeah, it shows the slave mentality, right? Because when it comes to countries, right, if we throw a bomb in another country, right, we we do whatever, right? That's an act of terrorism. And what do we do to terrorists? We shoot them in the back of the head, right? It's okay when it's a country, right? But then when someone invades your personal country, your personal realm, your personal kingdom, oh, that's okay then. Because it's you, right? And you have to be the bigger person. Last I checked, if a country fucks with another country, we threaten to nuke them, right? And, worst comes to worst, we do nuke them, And it shows, like, how do I put it? A nation is only as strong as its communities, right? And, communities are only as strong as its families. And if individuals don't respect their own homes, then how can they respect their own families, right? How can you have a nation state that will stand against the tide of evil, right? If there's like a Red Dawn situation where your country's being invaded, how can you expect your soldiers to, actually fight against the enemy? How can you form any form of resistance, any type of rebellion, right? And kill literal terrorists or invading forces if you're not willing to brutally fuck up someone for disrespecting your home. It's just a point of integrity, right? This woman has so much integrity that, a slight against not only her, but her home, she is willing to melt the flesh off someone's skin. That is a good mother right there. That is a woman that will be an excellent mother to her children, so I praise her, right? The comments underneath this video just show how much grain, our generation is eating. It's really sickening, when, what is wrong becomes right and whatever is right becomes wrong. It's so weird. Integrity is a social taboo because the only way you have integrity is if you get that boiling pot of water. Actually, I'd go so far as to say that yes, her reaction was not proportionate, because what I would have done is I would have gotten some canola oil or vegetable oil and I would have, got it to boiling point, and then I would have dumped it on him, because, whatever degree burns you get from boiling water isn't enough for, a smoke bomb, right? The fact is we don't have blood price anymore. Blood price is when you slight someone's honor, when you slight someone and you pay that price in blood, right? This is why whenever someone borrows money from someone, they never return it. This is why, whenever, someone tries to do goodwill towards someone, like maybe invite them into their home, they always fuck up and do something super fucked up, right? Because there's no retaliation. There is no blood price. You let a child get away with bloody murder. What do you think they're going to grow up to be? People act like blood feuds and things like that, family feuds, are the destruction of civilization. No, they only make civilization stronger. It's the lack of blood feuds. It's the lack of vengeance. It's the lack of this that actually makes us not deal with our problems, wait till it gets to a boiling point, and then a destruction occurs in which cannot be recovered from, either on an individual basis or a societal basis. So yes, I mean, it might seem brutal, but one boiling pot of water, that sets a precedent for what happens when you enter into this woman's domain. So, I gotta say, yes, I morally condone this behavior. This is good behavior. This woman should be praised and celebrated. This is how our daughters and sons should react to disrespect.